The reason that causes so much problems is you can go to one school one night, they won't call. You go to school next night, oh, we ran this screenplay all night long, didn't nobody call that. What you calling it for?
We're going to correct that this year.
We're correcting it. We're going to be consistent. We already talked about consistency.
We're going to correct that this year.
Consistency.
Let's go back to that call. If you're running defense,
Yeah.
you're running out of bounds before the screen, you're not going to blow that whistle.
I said he's not supposed to be out there either, but what are you going to call on him? Nothing. But it is a violation for a defender to run out of bounds just like an offensive player. But he's not gaining an advantage by it, really.
Right.
Okay? If
other guys are going up for a layup and you're calling this out of bounds.
No. You know, that's not what I'm saying, John. We want to call it on that offensive player that runs out of bounds illegally. That's who we want to call on because they're getting an advantage by doing that. Especially when they run from one side of the court along that end line and come all the way over the other side and get a wide open three. Because that's a play. They run that play. Just like the play they run, I throw the ball in the bounds and the guy stands there that's throwing it out of bounds. He waits. The defender loses him. He steps in and gets a layup. Especially when it's under the basket. That's illegal.
Basketball, guys, basketball, and as officials, when we officiate, a lot of times, I mean, of course, we know we can have fouls, we can have infractions almost on every play there is. But that's when we have to use our judgment as officials on advantage, disadvantage. I paused there because I wanted everybody to think about that. Advantage, disadvantage. If I'm dribbling at the top of the key and Terry Bradley reaches...
A whole name again?
Yeah, I just Terry Bradley.
You right there, man.
And Terry Bradley reaches to steal that ball and he barely contacts me and I still go by him without any problem, without losing the ball, without missing a beat. What we gonna do?
Let it go.
How many of y'all call that foul? Because I know quite a few in here. I can name your names if you want me to.
We want to let that
Because I see a lot of y'all call that.
That's marginal contact.
You are interrupting the flow of the game when you do things
Now
like
if
that.
I go by and Terry Bradley reaches and the ball fumbles and go out and okay, now we got a foul. But if I maintain my dribble, I maintain my direction, my same speed or whatever, we're going to do what's called play on. We're going to play on. That's marginal contact. That's a game interrupter. If we call that, that's what it's called. That's a game interrupter. Same thing going to the baskets. If I go to the basket to shoot a layup, especially on big guys and post players, and we should be able to determine who our strong guards are and who our strong players are in the game. If I go up and shoot a layup, and once again, Terry Bradley try to block my shot.
He done fouled out by now, though.
And he barely gives me a little, you know, he swipe, he touches me a little bit. I go up, I finish the layup with no problem. What we gonna do?
Play on.
We're gonna play on.
And time out. Hold up. Thomas, how often do you hear that in the game from a coach or anybody? All the time. Do you care? I don't care. I don't care at all.
The word and one has no meaning no more. A player might be going to the basket by himself with nobody there, and he goes up, the crowd gonna say and one.
Yes.
And one has
They're always gonna say and one.
No meaning anymore. Therefore, what I'm saying is, guys, as we officiate, we must use judgment on advantage, disadvantage.
That's kind of wrapping it up.
I mean, we have to call what the book says by rule, but we also have to use judgment. I guess that's the best. Instead of saying advantage, disadvantage, we have to use judgment.
Spirit and intent of the rule. Remember that. Spirit and intent
Because
of the rule.
basketball is a contact sport, and there is going to be contact.
Just one last thing, man. Let's do.
All right.
We're gonna go over the intentional foul. Intentional foul is the last one we're gonna do. Then we're gonna go.
I got
pass or play.
one more, Commish, before we go over intentional foul, which I think is important. Continuous motion.
We went over that earlier. We did that. Yeah, when you did the airborne shooter, we piggybacked that.
Yeah.
Let's do intentional foul. Yeah, this is the most.
One more we're gonna go over.
This is one of the most misapplied rules. We'll be going over it every week. Until everybody wakes up in the morning going, intentional foul, 2 shots in the ball.
fouls. He wants to go over
Just intentional foul.
It's Article 3 under Section 19 if you got your book and want to read. An intentional foul is a personal or technical foul that may or may not be premeditated and is not based solely on the severity of the act. Intentional fouls include but are not limited to contact that neutralizes an opponent's obvious advantageous position, contact away from the ball with an opponent who is clearly not involved in the play, contact that is not a legitimate attempt to play the ball player specifically designed to stop the clock or keep it from starting, excessive contact with an opponent while playing the ball, contact with the thrower in, as in 9-10 penalty 4. Penalty 4 is if you've got an intentional foul, what do you have? Regardless of whether the ball goes in or not, you got 2 shots and the ball out of bounds from the spot where the foul occurred.
Not at half court.
Where it occurred at.
It's not an and one. It's not an and one. It's not a damn and one. All right?
So if you go up for a 3-pointer and he intentionally comes clubbing, we got 3-point, whether it goes in or not, we got 3 shots. If he misses,
No.
if he misses, I believe we got
No.
2 shots.
Intentional foul on a 3-pointer that does not go in is 2 shots in the ball.
2 shots in the ball.
2 shots in the ball. 2 shots in the
shots in the
ball.
ball. Intentional
Remember this. An intentional foul carries its own penalty. Now, if I got fouled on a 3-pointer and it's a regular foul, I'm shooting 3 if I miss it. If I make it, I'm shooting 1. But if it's an intentional foul, I'm only shooting 2.
Yep.
2.
Intentional foul.
If the ball goes in the basket, I'm shooting 2. In addition to it counting, yes.
Yeah. So you can have a potential 7-point play.
What? It's what? If you want to get, yeah, because, you know, if we deem it to be something flagrant, then yeah, we're going to call it a flagrant intention. Flagrant intention, and you're going to get tops out.
Not necessarily because
And
the ball
Big point shot, he misses the ball, but it's an intentional
If it's an intentional foul,
2 shot, ball out.
that's right, at the spot of the foul. Nearest to where the foul occurred.
and just
If he misses it, you don't let a coach say, well, he was shooting a 3. Don't matter. Coach, I call it an intentional foul. You getting 2 shots and then you getting the ball right here.
And the signal for that is
Immediately.
now.
And that's a point. That's another point of emphasis. And they went over this in our camp, in that camp over there. They went over it a lot. Nobody wants to call that intentional foul, especially at the end of the game when we know. I don't mind. At the end of the game when we know they're going to be fouling, all right, you need to get together and have a little conference with each other. Should be something you discuss in your pregame. Get in a conference and say, hey, this is the way we're going to handle this intentional foul situation. I got a team down by 3 points. The other team has the ball. What the other team? They got 30 seconds to go in the game. They're going to foul. Get the first touch. That's when you want to get that cheap little foul. That's when you want to call it. So you don't have that intentional foul. We're done with these.
One more thing, real quick. Spot, like we said, intentional foul. The ball is out of bounds, closest to the spot where the foul occurred. I just want to say that's on all fouls, where you're taking the ball out of bounds on the throw-in.
Yeah, I think we went over that earlier. Yeah.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't do the spot.
We
but
didn't.
Yeah.
Spot throw-ins. Spot throw-ins. If you read once again in your book, they got a diagram that shows you all fouls that happen within the key, the little circle at the free throw line, that little semicircle, from the elbows, if everybody know where the elbows is, to an angle. Where does that angle go down to? Just inside the 3-point line?
No, to the corners.
It's straight to the corners.
Straight to the corners.
Any foul that occurs in that area, the ball is going to be taken out of bounds where?
In line.
In line.
In line.
On whichever side of the basket that it happened. All other fouls outside of that area go out of bounds. Sideline.
It's in there.
So I think that's one thing that we miss, and
Hold on, we ain't going nowhere yet. We ain't
we
done.
mess up a lot too.
We just come to my favorite part. So I've been trying to get Corey. You know,
Any questions?